Good morning in the Americas, good evening in Asia, good afternoon in Europe and Africa. It's exactly 4 p.m. here in Nairobi. Time for Citizen TV Briefs. My name is Jimmy Mbogo. Let's get you informed on some of the stories making headlines across the country. Now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has today conducted a search operation at the residence and offices of Honorable Gishunge Kabeabea, the chairperson of the Board of Directors of Anti-Counterfeit Authority, in relation to corruption allegations. EACC obtained court orders following preliminary investigation into allegations of bribery and extortion of local and foreign investors and unexplained wealth against Kabeabea. In a media statement, EACC said on the 11th of this month, Kabeabea allegedly requested for a bribe of 5 million shillings from a Chinese businessman, accusing him of selling counterfeit products. Kabeabea allegedly reduced the amount to 150,000, which was sent to his driver's phone. EACC alleges that the Anti-Counterfeit Agency Board chairperson had also requested for a 10 million shillings bribe from a firm and ended up receiving 8 million shillings. He is currently held at Integrity Center for statement recording and further processing. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has summoned candidates in the upcoming Kasipul constituency by-election following chaotic scenes witnessed this week in the constituency. Now speaking after a multi-agency security meeting in preparation for the by-election expected in the next 2 weeks, IEBC chairperson Erastus Ethekon warned candidates of stern action, including removal from the list of candidates should they be found to have had a hand in violent activities witnessed in their constituency.
Any breaches of the code of conduct, of course, will attract penalties, will attract some form of punishment, including fines, and in severe cases, it might force us to cancel or to disqualify those candidates who will be found to have breached the electoral code of conduct.
Any person who involves himself in a manner that causes breach of the law, including all the other areas, Bahrain included and many others, the National Police Service will not allow.
There is need for the candidates, including during the by-elections, to sign a political decency and accountability charter.
Now, it is a win for Chief Justice Martha Koome after a 3-judge bench on the High Court ruled that there were no valid grounds to challenge the impanelment of the bench hearing the petition concerning proceedings currently before the Judicial Service Commission. The bench, comprising Justice Charles Kariuki, Lawrence Mugambi and Bahati Mwamuye, found that allegations questioning her independence and the process of the selection were unfounded and lacked any legal basis. The court also dismissed claims that Justice Lawrence Mugambi and Bahati Mwamuye, who were appointed to hear the matter, were selected in a manner that compromised their independence or suggested loyalty to the Chief Justice. The court termed the allegation as sensational and devoid of any legal foundation. The argument that the Deputy Chief Justice should have appointed the bench was also dismissed. This is after petitioners argued that Chief Justice Koome, being a party to JSC proceedings under challenge, ought to have recused herself from constituting the bench and delegate the duty to her deputy to avoid conflict of interest.
Appointed during the tenure of the Chief Justice, who is the petitioner, hence beholden to her, and so on. In our humble view, these are mere sensational allegations that have no bearing on the impartiality of the bench. To act on such allegations will subvert the integrity of the institution and the constitutional obligation imposed upon judges to discharge their duties without fear or favor.
The discretion granted to the Chief Justice by Article 165, Sub-Article 4, to empanel a bench is a power solely granted to the Chief Justice. It is the Chief Justice and she alone who can decide the number of judges to assign a matter.
Now, a Dutch national who was arrested and detained last month after insulting police officers in Diani, Kwale County, has been released without facing any charges. The Kwale court under Magistrate Joy Mutimba released Elwin Tahost after a mental examination report established that he suffers from bipolar disorder and is therefore unfit to stand trial on charges including drug trafficking, assaulting his partner and causing disturbance, among others. The court has also ordered that he be presented to the Netherlands Embassy in Nairobi for further action due to his health condition.
My sincere apologies. I want to say sorry. It was wrong. It is not what I want to do. I want to live peaceful and happily in Kenya. I'm sorry for what happened and it won't happen again.
And still in the corridors of justice, where NCBA Group has suffered a legal setback after the High Court dismissed its application to halt a ruling annulling the 2019 stamp duty exemption granted during the merger of CBA and NIC Bank. Justice Chacha Mwita ruled that the bank had not shown any risk of irreparable loss if the judgment is implemented pending appeal. Now, earlier this year, the court had declared the Stamp Duty waiver unconstitutional, illegal, and in violation of the Stamp Duty Act and the Constitution. Senator Okiya Omtata, who filed the case, argued that the exemption lacked parliamentary approval and violated public finance laws. NCBA and the Treasury maintained that the waiver was lawful, granted in the public interest. Now, Jumuiya ya Kaunti za Pwani has begun preparation for the World War I commemoration with a key focus on leveraging military heritage sites and other historical landmarks in Taita Taveta County to boost economic activity and increase tourism numbers across the coast region. Speaking in Mombasa, tourism stakeholders emphasized the need to establish a steering committee comprising all key actors to ensure the region maximizes the full benefit of the resource and expand tourism opportunities. KWS Chairman Lieutenant General Retired Walter Koipaton said the coast region has immense potential to accelerate economic growth through tourism sector.
This event went back and forth of whether it should happen into the Tana Delta and into Lamu. Following the triple helix, where we needed to bring in industry, we need to bring in academia, the three universities, Taita Taveta, Pwani University, and Technical University of Mombasa.
Brings issues of a military element in it, and the war fighting, and history. It brings community issues, whether the communities who suffered at the time or the communities that live there today. It brings an element of tourism. It brings an element of education in terms of the museum and the education thereon. It brings in culture, sports, and youth.
Collaborating together, and let's keep on collaborating more and more, but involve also governors, as I said earlier on, so that some of these things, they require heavy decisions, especially when it comes to monetary, to manage. It's quite difficult for you guys to do.
From tourism to health matters, where 134,000 babies are born prematurely every year in Kenya, while 33,600 newborns die each year due to complications of prematurity. Others face lifelong disability, with a neonatal mortality rate of 21 per 1,000 births, making it the leading cause of death among children under 5. A Ministry of Health report also shows that neonatal deaths account for 66% of infant deaths and 51% of under 5 deaths, with a target to reduce mortality to 12 per 1,000 births by 2030. The Ministry of Health, together with Nest 360, says it is national Sikh Newborn Care Plan aims to equip all 47 counties with functional newborn units alongside special SS&C units at sub-county level, with over 1,000 health workers trained so far.
The SHA right now, we are discussing with all those that are involved with budgeting You have also seen some of our pediatricians across the counties having engagements with the county governments, with the Council of Governors, and that's what we are doing.
There's the purple book known as the Mother-Child Handbook, one of the most famous books that we have. And we have been able to revise it from the 2020 handbook. It has new information that is key for premature babies.
We will also have an expansion of our biomedical workshop at Murang'a County Referral Hospital, which we know it is very key in ensuring that the biomedical equipments that we use, the technology that we need for our preterm babies to survive, will be available, they will be repaired on time, and to ensure sustainability of these equipments at Murang'a County Referral Hospital.
Siku expect kuzaa mtoto akiwa na hiyo kilo, nili expect mtoto mkubwa, and being that hatukuwa tuko prepared bado kupata mtoto. Sasa haikuwa rahisi. Mtu pale hospitali ungepata saa zingine wanataka dawa, hamuna hiyo pesa.
A masterclass and event series for creative entrepreneurs, writers and producers in Africa gathered in Nairobi with storytellers from Hollywood for a brainstorming session aimed at creatively growing the industry globally. Speaking during the occasion, Sahihi Session CEO Becky Mwikia called on the need to collaborate and bridge the gap with content consumers amid evolving technology. Now, creators acknowledge that such sessions will help the industry identify strengths and weaknesses while developing more compelling techniques necessary for engaging storytelling.
With the emergence of AI, with the recession we are going through globally, it's definitely affected us locally. And so we're not getting content commissioned as much as we were in the past. So it feels like there's a defeatist vibe going on. What I would encourage the industry is to keep creating, keep telling stories.
I think Kenya has such a promising and burgeoning industry that has been, I think, on the forefront of a lot of people's minds when they think of African content. So it's how do you strategically start figuring out what are the next steps? My goal as someone who works in artist development and artist support is really to create safe spaces for knowledge share and bringing together people who have been in the industry for a long time in the US.
Now, Wigo Cab, Safaricom, and the National Transport and Safety Authority, that is NTSA, and the Border Association of Kenya, today joined other stakeholders on creating implementation pathway for the 2- and 3-wheeler transport ecosystem in Kenya. The multi-sectoral forum is working towards a national framework to guide safety and sustainability, transforming urban mobility and road accidents in Kenya, alongside plans to roll out the county-level road safety and sustainability clinics. Let's have a look.
The factory, or whether local or international, or give comments if they are not meeting the standard. So first we have ensured assurance and inspection department. For those
being the newest in the market and a local company, we are also providing 90% commission to riders or drivers in a quest to improve the experience as far as earnings, because one of the reasons why these people get involved is trying to do more trips, so fatigue is a very big contributor. So with better earnings from a platform like ours, they are able to work within a good time or within the allowed hours.
We all know that the festive season means there is a lot of heightened travel. Yeah. And when we have everybody traveling, many things happen in the road because there may be demand for vehicles. So you'll realize that many people are entering to transport people to meet the demand. And as an authority, we want to remind every Kenyan that safety begins with us.
We had a fruitful engagement here, put together by different stakeholders, among them NTSA and Safaricom. They are talking on empowering the SACCOs through making available ways of savings through Ratiba. And not only that, we have different offers for border and for deliveries and online riders. We are benefiting a lot through, when you get a package, you're even going to get the free Google Maps.
Let's get sporty, where the Kenya national team Harambee Stars finalized their preparation for today's friendly match against Equatorial Guinea, set to kick off at 6 p.m. Kenya will play the match at the Emiran Stadium in Antalya, Turkey. After today's game, the team will face Senegal in another friendly match at the same venue next week.
Operations have been very good. Everybody is in camp. All the players, foreign-based players, have linked up with the team here in Antalya, and the team is in good shape. The coach joined us last evening, and we are all set for the match tomorrow.
All right, and we wish the Harambee Stars all the very best. And that's all we have for you on Citizen TV Briefs at this hour. More details will be coming your way later on at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. Thank you for watching. My name is Jimmy Bogo, and do have a lovely weekend ahead.